Hello, BodySlams podcast viewers. And I'm your host, one of your co-hosts, analysts, as we like to call it. I'm Chio Frost. And today we have a special treat for you. It's pay-per-view day. So we will be discussing the Survivor Series 2021 with you, the fans out there, as well as other news notes and whispers, and we have one of our correspondents live on location, matter of fact, and he's probably out there in the code. So you know what, without hesitation, we're gonna bring that gentleman in the room right away, and that is the bearded angel himself, Dennis Reaper.
Bearded Angel, I hate you so much right now, dude. Every time you got to bring him on the show, call me Bearded Angel.
That's gonna be stuck on you for like ever. Well, with
so
me.
Should I change my @ logo to Bearded Angel?
That's totally. You might have to check with Nina on that one to see if that's gonna go.
Nina has no objection.
Okay.
She's like, Nina, I would make that shirt.
Nina, since you're holding the camera, which I know you
she
are.
is holding the camera. The earpiece, I was trying to give her an earpiece, but it won't link into my phone, so she can't hear the conversation.
I was gonna say, have her zoom into you because we're just getting a full body shot right now.
We might be able to. I don't know if you can zoom in.
No. I don't mean zoom. I mean just get closer.
All right,
tell her to come closer. I'll tell. Bro, right there. That's good right there. And if she can turn the camera sideways, that'd be great. If it works. Boom, better. That's how we do it. All right. And without any further ado, we're going to bring in the better Bernard, the Saint Bernard.
The homeless Bernard.
Mikey!
What do you mean homeless?
Man, that scruff you got going on makes it look like you haven't shaved or even showered or slept in like weeks, man.
Brother, what is up with that hair today in the morning? You're killing me. You're killing me. I'm seriously. So, but we got one more gentleman who is the newest member to the BodySlams podcast team, our newest analyst. He is since I'm the governor of Pennsylvania wrestling, he is the governor of New Jersey wrestling because as govs, we are grumpy old vets. This is that image guy, Joey Image.
Good evening.
Hey,
good morning. Good afternoon. Good morning. I'm so confused. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah. I don't know, dude.
It happens. You know, we had a long afternoon yesterday. We got our man
Dennis. We gotta
change
angles here, guys.
We got our man Dennis on location at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York for Survivor Series. And
I think this is where the wrestlers are going. Yep.
Right now, I'm just trying to share it, but without any further ado, I'm gonna get through these cheap plugs real quick. Check out all of our
oh my God, Mark of the Belt.
Yes, all of our podcast team members at Dead Row Sports, the Sullivan Squad, the Old School Show. I'm gonna mute Dennis here for a second. Sorry, Dennis. Check out the Sullivan Squad at 6 p.m. on Mondays. The Old School Show at 6:30 on Tuesdays. The Combat Misfits Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Thursday Night Slam, which we are on bi-weekly at 9:05 on Thursdays. The Scrapper Boys are currently on hiatus, but they will return. Today, you got to see the Gobbler Inc. at 9 a.m. The Combat Misfits once again at 10 a.m. and us currently right now at 11 a.m. Breakfast and BodySlams. And don't forget about our impromptu pop-up pipe bombs, which we did like two of them, either one yesterday and we did one last week too. But they can happen anytime, anywhere, with anyone. And one quick shout out to our podcast affiliates. And you can check them out on all social media platforms as far as audio when you're on the go, you want to listen to in your car, you're at the gym. You got the guys at the Tornado Tag Podcast, the 2300 Wrestling Podcast, Backstabbers Pro Wrestling Podcast, all the way from Puerto Rico, Conversación de Lucha Libre, as well as Bob Culture Podcast. So now, with that being said, I finally unmuted Dennis because he was having conversations with other people around him, and
I had a fan asking questions.
Damn those fans!
So you muted me when the fan was asking the question. He just walked away.
I was starting to go over the plugs. So and you were talking.
Heard.
So but like I said, this is our Survivor Series show, and we're gonna lead it off with our man Mikey. He has the rundown sheet in front of him. Hopefully he has it pulled up. I see him looking at a secondary screen, it looks like. So Mikey, kick it off.
All right, so for our matches tonight, everyone, we actually have listed first the traditional Survivor Series matchup with Team Raw, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, and Austin Theory with MVP in their corner, versus Team SmackDown with Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, King Woods, Happy Corbin, and Sheamus with Madcap Ross and Ridge Holland in their corner. Sounds like some hooker crook going on in that match big time.
Well, I'm seeing now we just got to see the Allegiance Alliance, whatever you want to call it, between Ridge Holland and Sheamus. That's going to be pretty interesting with two big Irishmen in there. Seth Rollins,
Englishmen.
Yeah. Seth Rollins always claiming to be the captain of the team no matter what. But I think there's going to be some kind of dissension there and stuff in the group right there, because you got everything going on with Kevin Owens right now. What's going down? How do you see this going? Anyone of you?
I see Team Raw possibly winning, only because the fact that, except for Finn Balor, everybody there is a heel, and they might work together a lot better, so they might be able to coordinate what they're doing. And I mean, they have MVP, to help with the distractions. I know Team SmackDown, they got the other two guys to help even more. But I'm still going to go with Team Raw on this one.
All right. Dennis, who's your pick that you got going on out there?
I'm gonna go in the opposite direction. I think it's Team SmackDown going to pull this victory out. Because here's the thing. Like you said, you have all the heels on one team but one guy. On SmackDown, you have all the fan favorites, right?
Right.
Basically, the good guys usually win. This is one of those big pay-per-views. You have Xavier Woods, which is the King of the Ring winner. You have Drew McIntyre, which is a former champion. You have Jeff Hardy, former champion. Corbin, former champion. Sheamus, former champion. Other than that, I think SmackDown's taking it. And by the way, someone might be coming out of this car next to me. Because when
let's not forget, though, that the Usos, don't be surprised. I mean, obviously, we're not going to be surprised if they get involved because of King Woods being in that matchup.
Honestly, I don't think they're going to put the Usos involved.
No,
I don't think the Usos getting any involved because they have a tag team match later, so they need to focus on their tag team match later on that night.
Those guys are definitely going to have their hands full as the SmackDown tag champs taking on the Raw champs later on. I agree with Dennis totally. Mr. Joseph, Image, where do you see this Raw versus SmackDown teams of 5 going?
First of all, I think Kevin Owens is going to be eliminated first.
Yep.
And I think Rollins is going to be the sole survivor, so I think Team Raw wins. If not him by himself, I think maybe him and one other guy, but I think he's going to be like the sole survivor. And
but does Owens get eliminated first clean or by hook or crook?
It doesn't matter. I'm just saying.
I think this will be a clean finish.
I don't know. Yeah, it'll be a clean finish just to bury him a little bit. I don't know.
Honestly, I'm going a little different on this one. I'm looking at Happy Corbin being eliminated first. I can see Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins having some dissension on their team and maybe them battling out against each other outside the ring, just leaving the ringside area.
Right.
And I see it coming down to Finn Balor and King Woods, and King Woods going over for his team. That's where I'm
okay.
for SmackDown.
So it's a 2-2. 2 of us are with Raw, 2 of us are with SmackDown. But since y'all are saying who you think's going to get pinned first, I think Jeff Hardy's going to get pinned first for Team Raw. I just see Hardy going to be in the first one pinned on Team Raw.
That's something.
Who's gonna pin Jeff, or who's gonna eliminate Jeff Hardy? How deep are we going with these bets here?
Like if any. Man, now you're gonna make me think even more harder.
Austin Theory. I would say Austin Theory.
You guys got me looking at this really hard right now. That I bypassed Austin Theory's name while I was reading real quick. Who knows? Yeah. Austin Theory might be the underdog in this match, and he might pull it out.
I hope so. That kid has got a hell of a lot of talent. That kid is great in the ring, man. That kid's got a hell of a lot of talent.
Yeah, now that I get a chance to re-examine that lineup between the two teams, like I said, I completely went right past Theory's name, and who knows, by miraculous the gods up there, the bookers, if it's not King Woods, I can see Theory pulling out the win for Raw. So, up next, Mikey, as we already that was the men's 5-on-5 match.
All right, so now we have the women's 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match with Team Raw, and starting off with Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Carmella, and Queen Zelina versus Team SmackDown with Sasha Banks, Shayna Baszler, Shotzi, who we just saw turn heel, Natalya, and Toni Storm, who challenged Charlotte Flair recently.
That's a tough one. Seeing Toni Storm being on the team anyway. I was not even planning for her even being on it at all, period. So that's a huge surprise for me. But looking at it with everything going on with Bianca and with her not having a title, and then Sasha Banks, and honestly, I'm gonna have to go with Team SmackDown with Shayna Baszler. I think Shayna Baszler might. Because even though they're not giving her a strong push, I think once she left, when they split her with Nia, and now she's back on her own, I think they're trying to give her that slow push again.
Yeah, as a top heel.
They're trying to build her back into that badass that she was on NXT, and I can see that happening. And if they don't do that, they're gonna either give it to Raw. They're either gonna give it to Bianca or Queen Zelina. One of them two are gonna.
Yeah, I was gonna say for Team Raw, it's definitely if they win, it's gonna be Bianca.
We're gonna have to. I need a timeout. We're gonna walk this way real quick, because how about we just ask Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair themselves?
That sounds good to me. Sounds great. Let's find out.
Our man Dennis.
Like I said, when I say I'm on location, literally we have Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley right here.
Oh, that's good. I think she's going to steal the show. I can't really
tell. Are they in the vehicle or are they just getting
No, they're walking.
Oh, okay. Here you are, the BodySlams podcast. Dennis is going to try to get a prediction from Bianca and Rhea. Let's see if that works.
Rhea, any thoughts on tonight yet? Any thoughts on tonight? Outcome?
They're gonna bloody win.
That's what I'm thinking. You heard it from Rhea Ripley herself, guys. Right. They're gonna bloody win.
That's fucking
in
hilarious.
Survivor Series.
well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We got
That's hilarious.
That was hilarious. Listen, I do have cards that I was gonna try to get signed by Rhea Ripley and Bianca, but it's way more funnier when just get here and answer them as bloody. We're gonna bloody win. That just makes it even more smooth.
So, everyone, you heard it here on the BodySlams podcast. Rhea Ripley predicted
Rhea Ripley herself.
I want to personally congratulate Rhea Ripley on making her BodySlams podcast debut.
Yes.
Her first appearance on the show.
Yes. Congratulations, Rhea.
Hey,
I guess Bianca Belair just walked right by, didn't say nothing to nobody.
Well, no. She took a selfie. She was taking a picture with somebody. But she did the picture and she walked away real quick. Because they're going in. We all know how that works.
Yo, he's behind the guardrail, dude. He's in, man. Yo, Reaper's in. He's behind the guardrail. Look at that.
I am behind the guardrail.
Not even on the sidewalk anymore. Yo, if that grate falls, you're gonna die, dude. You're gonna go right through it.
Listen, if I fall, it's about
can't
a 5-foot drop, so it's gonna hurt.
It's going to be the homeless people underneath the city that are living that's going to take care of Dennis while he's down there if he falls through.
That's fucked up.
What's that movie back in the day? What's it called? Chud? Was it Chud about people that lived in the in the sewers? Yes.
Yep.
Dennis is going to come back as a Chud.
No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fall into the sewers, right? And I'm going to try to find it.
You're going to fall down there and become a Ninja Turtle.
Hey, yeah, try to find Pennywise.
Yo, I'm cool. I'm
down to go down. I don't think that's a safe idea.
It was something human underground dwellers. I don't know what the C stood for, but that movie was great.
Okay, well, I just had my picks for that match. Rhea Ripley gave her honest to God pick, her pick on our show, and thank you, Dennis, for capturing that moment.
Listen. I'm gonna say it this way. Here, let me take the camera real quick. You know,
so
who found it for me?
when this replay
she
comes
found
out,
them.
Thank you, Nina.
Yeah, there's a big thumb right
thank
there.
You, Nina.
That's pretty cool. When this replay comes out, now you can advertise this. Watch our Survivor Series preview show with special appearance by Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, there you go. It was
that's true. Yeah, that's right.
Special appearance by Rhea Ripley on the podcast.
A impromptu appearance.
A few words.
Yes.
Like 5 words. We're gonna bloody win. 4 words for Rhea Ripley.
All right, gentlemen. Are we safe to say that we don't have to ask anyone to use our what the pick will be for this women's match? Because right now, I think just from that alone, I think we're all gonna back Rhea Ripley for the
we will back Rhea Ripley.
I want Team Raw to win, but I think SmackDown's gonna win. I think SmackDown's got bigger star power.
But look, after this moment,
but you heard Rhea. She said they're gonna bloody win.
I can see what Joey's saying. So here's my thing. I'm going with Team Raw only because it's Team Raw and they have a little bit more power. Like they both have star power, but they have the women's Queen of the Ring on that team. So I think they're going that route.
Yeah.
But I have a funny feeling the final 2 women will be Bianca and Sasha.
You know who I would like to see a nice hard hit in one between 2? I would like to see Rhea and Shayna being the final 2.
See, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with those 2 being the final 2 in the women's match.
That would be awesome.
Knocking heads. And
that would be a pretty dope way to have that match.
Definitely be marking out. I'm not gonna lie. Like that. That's just.
And
hell
we
yeah.
have all these top contenders to be women's champion. And speaking of women's champion, we actually have the Raw women's champion taking on the SmackDown women's champion, Mikey. And who are these lovely ladies again? Please refresh everyone's memory.
They are the Irish last kicker, the man, 2-time Raw women's champion Becky Lynch versus the Queen, Charlotte Flair.
Okay.
I'm going with Becky. Period.
Okay. Dennis, hands down, he's already picking Becky no matter what.
I'm going to pick Becky too. I'm picking Becky because all the controversy surrounding Charlotte. Yeah, I'm going to go with Becky.
Mikey, you hit it right on the nose. I'm definitely going with Becky.
Oh my
God. One, because she, being Seth Rollins' chick, and currently right now, and as well as with the controversy, just like you said, with everything going on with Charlotte, yeah, definitely I can see Becky going over. If Charlotte if they give this to Charlotte, something else is going on behind the scenes where maybe she's trying to make peace or so. I don't know, but Becky definitely for me. And
I'm the
Joey.
only one that disagrees. I think Charlotte Flair for similar reasons, because there's stuff going on backstage, but not the stuff you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
You guys are talking about the real life heat between her and Becky Lynch, right?
Well, just
no, I'm going. Well, that's what they're going
just
with.
shit in general. Just shit.
Well, no,
general.
I'm talking about the rumors about her wanting to get out of her deal and go to AEW, or go to AEW when she's done, when her deal's done, because Andrade's there and blah blah blah, and now Flair's a free agent if he's not still canceled or whatever. So I'm thinking they want to keep her happy and not want to go to the other place. So let's just give her a win here on a big pay-per-view, one of the original Big Four pay-per-views. Try to keep her happy, even though she got stuff going on with Becky Lynch. Legit, I think the company wants to keep her happy and keep her away from that other place.
All right, we have.
Hey, someone just walked in behind Dennis with a bag. Who was that?
Nobody.
Wheeling a gear bag. It was someone with a gear bag.
All right,
no.
we have a bunch of people chiming in.
Bag.
Good morning. Let's give a shout out. First up the bat is Papa Reaper. He's giving us a good morning as always. We also have our man DB Richards. DB Richards from the 2300 Wrestling Podcast shouting out. Our good friend all the way from the Great White North, Mr. Flex Willer, as well. And what I don't know how to call him. Is he our executive producer or whatever what's on? He's the weakest Bernard. He's the knob gobbler, Pat Bernard.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny,
but,
guys.
Yeah, so we got a 3-1 on those predictions right there.
Yeah, I'm the one.
Yes, sorry, Joseph.
Yeah.
Sorry. But you know what? But I actually agree with what you said about wanting to make her happy. So
yeah.
Michael, up next.
Up next, we have another champion versus champion match. We have Mr. New Day, Big E, WWE Raw champion, versus the head of the table, Roman Reigns.
I think this one's
along with Paul Heyman.
This one's an easy one.
I'm gonna let you guys three go first.
This time I'm going with the SmackDown champion, Mr. Roman Reigns, because he is the head of the table and he's going to continue.
I'm gonna say that Big E is gonna win this because Lesnar's gonna interfere.
Ooh,
yes.
1-1.
No, I'm with Joey on this one, guys. I am with Joey on this one.
Honestly, I'm gonna say I kind of agree with Joey.
And if we see Lesnar get out of a car behind Dennis, then I'm like, shit, there it is.
Well,
yeah, I think he's already in the building.
Well, what I'm agreeing with Joey is that I agree Lesnar's going to interfere, but I don't think Big E's going to win. I'm going to say Lesnar wins hands down because the match will probably get thrown out.
Well, I'm thinking Big E will win by DQ if Lesnar attacks Reigns.
I'm saying Lesnar comes in and just fucking double clotheslines
everybody.
Just double clotheslines both of them at the same time, and then you can't call it for either or.
Yeah, that's actually more Lesnar. And F5's both of them too.
They're in New York City. They're in Suplex City. I get it.
Yep. I honestly, I'm with Joey on this 100%. I'm picking the same way. I feel that exact same way is going to happen.
Yeah,
I always like Dennis Reigns.
But I'm not.
If Lesnar shows up, I think he would probably show up as soon as the match was done.
But
I think he's going to show up. I want to see him show up during
it.
Yeah, especially if him and Reigns have this little thing going on with Heyman in the middle or whatever. You don't want to wait till the match is over. You want to screw the guy so he doesn't win the match in the first place.
Exactly. You want to, and especially I think that's going to be your main event for the night, and that's going to decide who wins.
Well, Lesnar did purchase a ticket for the December 10th SmackDown, so he can be an audience. So you might be right. He might show up and interfere.
I'll say this: we'll be there for January 10th in Philadelphia, because I already requested off of work that day. Well, I didn't, but I'm going to when I go in on Monday. But we'll be in Philly. And I'll be there all day, and where the fans actually show up for me to see wrestlers, and there'll be people. But I say, and here's the thing. I think if Lesnar shows up, it's going to be probably insane. Because I think he's not going to come out through the entrance. I think he's going to come out through the fans.
Really?
Lesnar? Is that what you said? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Yeah, I'm saying Lesnar's going to come out through the fans. His music hits. People are looking at the entranceway, and he comes out from behind.
I hate when music hits for a run-in.
They'll put the angle right up to
Roman's
face,
so
about
this last night.
Yeah,
well, I don't understand why music plays for a run-in. It's supposed to be a surprise. How does the sound guy know that Brock Lesnar is going to run in, or whoever?
Because he got someone in his ear saying,
sound guy before the show.
Of course they did.
I mean, Lesnar's like 7'12" and 4,300 pounds of solid bicep. If he comes up to me and says, "Play this song," I'm gonna play it. But I mean, to me, I don't know. It's a surprise. Don't play his music, then there's no surprise.
That's why it's going to be one of those, like, if they play it, he ain't coming out through the entrance. Because everybody's going to expect it. Yeah. No one's going to expect him to come through the fans.
He's going to do the Shield entrance on Roman Reigns in Shield riot gear.
Except for guys like us, the way they put the camera.
You know what would be hot if music hits, and they just happen to make this the last match of the night, let's just say, and music hits, everyone's looking that way, old school Undertaker style. He comes up from underneath the ring.
Under the ring, that would be kind of cool.
Busts through the ring and fucking grabs Roman Reigns and pulls him down. That'd be some crazy shit.
It'd be funny. It'd be funny, but
and then come back out, and beat the hell out of Big E. So, and then Heyman just was like running like a bat out of hell like he saw a ghost, like eyes popping out, like what the hell just happened? So
yeah.
Flex says Lesnar interferes to keep the belt on Reigns. I mean, like I said, I see it as a DQ, so Reigns will still have the title. Although they're giving Big E a push, dude. I mean, they put the belt on him, and he's all over the place.
Yeah, no, they are giving Big E a push, and it's nice to see it. It's very nice to see it because Big E has been busting his hump for them and doing what he needs to do to get his name more out there and make it more elevated.
Yes, how long?
Yes.
I want him to turn heel and kill the New
true.
Day. I want him to turn heel and kill the other two guys. Kill Kofi.
Listen,
you know what? When after he got crowned champion, I thought that's what they were going to do. They were going to pull the trigger, like when they all celebrating. His buddies least expected it. I kept saying they'll turn him heel. They'll turn him heel because no one expects that to happen.
Here's the thing. Ready? You're expecting it to happen.
Right.
That's why they don't do it.
That's why they're not going to do it now because so many people.
They're not going to do it when they think you fans expect it's going to happen. That's what you got. Like from a fan standpoint, I see where you are, Mikey. I do. But from a wrestler standpoint, that'd be the dumbest decision they made because then they'd be like, "Oh, the fans already knew it was going to happen." You have to do stuff at the least expecting reason.
Right.
Like
exactly.
When Cena faced The Rock in Miami, did you expect Lesnar to show up the Monday Night Raw? No. And what happened? Lesnar's music hit, and the shit place went ape shit for it. Did you expect Sheamus to beat Daniel Bryan in 15 seconds for a title match at WrestleMania?
No.
When they went public with the fact that Punk was leaving, no one expected them to put the title on him for him to run out through the crowd and whatever with his contract expired. It's like stuff like that. I mean, I know where Dennis is coming from both ends as a fan and as a worker.
Yeah. I watch it for both.
I would like to see him work heel.
Yes.
Was he a heel? Was he a heel when he was still Langston in FCW?
Yes.
He was.
He was a heel back in the day.
I've never seen that. I've never. All right, so I got to watch that
he wasn't very good then, though. Like, look, his heel work would probably be a lot better now than it was back then.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, New Day, they were given a heel thing and it didn't work because none of those three guys can be heels.
Right.
It just didn't flow for those three. So when you watch that Big E special on the network, it explains everything to you. And it's awesome how he breaks it down of how New Day came in the light to this new thing. They went to Vince and literally said, "Let us do this." Big E, 100%. Will turn heel, but I don't think it's going to be when we all expect it to happen.
Those three guys are they're too good of people just outside the ring to be
Yeah,
heels.
I know.
Man.
It's just
You can't-
naturally.
I
And they
feel
tried
like
it. And the thing is, the funny part is they tried it in the beginning when they put New Day together. They try to, they try to make
for
him
a
a
little
heel,
bit, yeah.
and it just
And
the crowd
crowd
was
got
not
him over.
buying it.
right.
But they
No.
wasn't
The crowd
buying
got
it.
him over as babies, man.
Well, Flex commented in the group, and he says not two straps though. They would never.
Wait,
this isn't a title match.
Yeah, it's not a unification or
Not a
Yeah,
title
it's not a
match.
title.
Nope.
Yeah, it's
No,
not.
This is just
it's
a
just
one-on-one
bragging
Raw versus
Same-
SmackDown.
What about
Yeah.
same thing with the women's match, right? The women's title match. That's not a unification or anything.
It's
either,
just
right?
a
No,
Raw
none
versus
of these
SmackDown
are
match.
title
Winner-
matches. It's just champion
Okay.
versus champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to show. They're going to show who the superior product is, SmackDown or
Yeah.
Raw.
Right, exactly.
But no, like if some people, fans that don't watch wrestling much, probably would expect that. So I
Yeah.
see where Flex was with that one. It's a good thing that Flex brought that up. But no, so the only matches that are title matches is the Usos, I think, versus Riddle and RKO that I know of. I think there is some title matches, but I think that's the only one that I know of off the bat.
Is that a unification? Because aren't they both tag champs?
Yes,
Thought they
they're
were,
both-
but it's,
well, the RK Bro.
no, that is
and the
no.
Usos-
So it's so no, there is no title match for title on
at
the
all.
line.
There's none. There's none. It's just
It's
bragging
Raw
no,
rights.
no.
champions.
Yeah, they're
or
all
champions.
bragging rights, so they can just
Right,
bring in
it's
the
all
pay-per-view
bragging rights.
rights.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I think they have a pay-per-view called Bragging Rights, right?
They do. That's what,
Yeah.
but
they
they
did.
can. That's
I
what I'm
think
saying. They could just
So
I don't
that's
think they do
that.
anymore.
So that's basically that's what Survivor Series. It's
right.
bragging
That's what
rights.
I'm saying.
Yep.
Now, speaking of the tag match, that's pretty much
We should
the
put
next
pants
one on
on
the. Yeah, that's pretty much the next one on the lineup, right? Right, Mikey.
Yes, it is. It is RK Bro with Randy Orton and Matt Riddle Bro.
Or wait, or
versus-
just Riddle now they call
Yeah,
him.
there's no Matt anymore.
Like-
Oh yeah,
Riddle.
Yeah.
with
like
Riddle
they did-
Bro
Yeah, just Riddle.
Okay. I'm okay with it.
versus the Bloodline, the Usos, Jimmy and Jay Uso, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. I'm gonna go with Jimmy and Jay Uso. Yeah, that's hook or crook as well. It's not gonna be clean.
I'm gonna have to agree with you and go with the Usos because they have Orton and Riddle riding this this thunderbolt wave of success, but at the same time, they had that miscommunication going on between their personalities on air. For
Any
the
thoughts on
fans out there.
tonight? Any thoughts? We got the man in charge,
I can't even see who that is.
John Cone.
All right. I
Cone.
couldn't see him.
For a second, I thought that was Carano.
No, he's
Or
fired.
am I?
No,
I'm
I
pretty sure that's Cone's.
no, because
Yeah.
I couldn't tell from the.
Yeah,
camera
I couldn't
'cause
see. It
was-
looked like Tom Phillips to me.
Yeah.
He doesn't work for him no more.
I know. Oh wait,
Yeah.
I thought that Vic Joseph guy was the one that got fired, and Tom Phillips was still
Here, I'm
there.
gonna have to ask him.
Maybe it's the other way around. Who are you gonna ask him? Who
I'm
are
gonna
you?
ask him one question. I'm gonna ask him one match.
Who you asking?
think?
Ask him,
Combs?
who are
Yes.
you?
We're on the tag team match. We'll ask him who he thinks is gonna win this match.
Ask him who's reffing it first.
No,
Who's got
that's
the
funny
name?
though.
You should ask him if he's gonna get paid off. And right now, Dennis
go.
Reaper is trying to get an exclusive from.
Real quick question, because I do a podcast. We're live. Right. We're on the tag team match. Usos versus Riddle and Orton. Right. Who do you think's gonna pull this match out tonight? We going with Raw? We going with SmackDown?
I've got Raw in my heart, so I gotta say Raw. Yeah.
Okay.
Randy and Riddle.
There we go. We heard it from the man himself. It's gonna be Raw winning. You too.
Is that a spoiler?
Like,
or
look,
You
I
know what?
I don't know. That's pretty awesome that they're willing to even put his face on there and wave and talk in. It's
Yes.
pretty dope to me. I'm just saying. So
Again, well, this is why we're the Prime show.
Rhea Ripley
we're
and
getting
John Cone on the
actual-
same show. Crazy.
Exactly.
I want to know who else we can pull in.
You know what's funny though? Dennis had two people from Raw. Well, it's two Raw predictions from Rhea and John Cone. So I see some favoritism on Dennis there. I think Dennis is a Raw guy and not a SmackDown guy. So he's probably him and Nina are probably not showing the SmackDown people on camera and just getting the Raw people, because
no, that's the only. So when we got here, I asked who was all here. Shayna, like I said, Shayna Baszler is already here. Who else did they say is already here? Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch are already here. Charlotte's already here. So those names are already inside. I can't ask them. They drove in. They probably drove in the building. But when you see Rhea and Bianca Belair ride in together, okay, that's why I say. That's why I'm going with. That's why my Raw pick is for the women on that one, because you have two people riding in together. They're already thinking ahead to win that match.
You know what? I just realized you're right. They're on the same team. I was just thinking, like, if they weren't, I would be like, we can't air this.
Yes. You can't really.
Yeah.
Well, you can't really
break
see
the
both
fade,
of
bro.
them. Well, you can, but like that kayfabe was broken last night when there was a photo released of Edge, Rey Mysterio, and Finn Balor just shooting the shit backstage. Like, why would that photo get released?
Oh man, nobody believes anymore, man.
No, I agree. I got to stop looking at my tablet like you guys are at my tablet when you're on my cell phone.
No, that's fine. But you know what's nice about this? We talked about you going out there speaking with the fans, but we're getting so much better than the fans. We're actually getting the talent that works for the company that's chiming in. So
and they're having fun with it.
So after this show here, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back. I'm going to get those clips and, just show those clips and of them chiming in on this show then. So thank you, Dennis, for being there live. Leading up to our next match, the U.S.
Which is another champion versus champion match. That is the United States champion, Damian Priest, versus the Intercontinental champion, Shinsuke Nakamura, with Rick Boogs.
I'm
going to go with
hard-hitting match.
I don't like that guitar crap. I don't know. It's just not for me.
You know what?
It's not for me either.
I'm just not a fan.
Like, it's cool for specials,
the
right?
The song itself is cool and it sounds awesome live on a guitar. I'm just not into him like screaming and yelling and carrying on and stuff.
Yeah, like the whole special entrances need to be special entrances for certain shows, not every show. So they're kind of ruining the entrance music for me for Shinsuke, which kind of stinks because I love his entrance is 100% the most legit, energetic music you can get because there's no singing to it. It's just instrumental. And it's hard to have that. Like, that's what makes his entrance so special, but to ruin it with this guitar guy with him. But I'm going to say this is going to probably be the hardest hitting match all night. Hardest hitting match all night. No one's going to hit harder or kick harder than these two gentlemen tonight because, per se, you have Nakamura, which is, the king of strong style, okay?
Yeah.
That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. I don't want to be kicked by this man, but you have Damian Priest, which is not afraid to throw down and lay the beating if he needs to. But I'm gonna have to go with Damian Priest. I'm gonna have to go with sort of kind of a local boy because not far from New York. I'm gonna have to go with Priest on this one.
Yeah, that's my pick too, Priest. I love that dude.
I'm gonna go with Shinsuke. I don't trust Rick Boogs, and Shinsuke shouldn't either. But I'm gonna go with Shinsuke on this one.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mikey. It's going to be 3-1. I'm going with Damian Priest as well.
I'm not the only one that's caught in a 3-1.
even though I feel the Intercontinental Championship is the more prestige title than the United States Championship, I think the IC belt would look good on Priest, honestly. So if it came to that point. But I'm definitely going with Priest in this. So, all right, and
I think Rick Boogs is playing that keep your friends close, but your enemies closer kind of deal.
Maybe
that's what it comes across to me.
You think he's gonna turn on Nakamura?
No.
Eventually, yeah. I don't trust him at all.
I thought you meant tonight.
The second I saw him, I didn't trust it.
I thought you meant tonight.
Mike,
we can't trust guys with beards anyway. I mean.
Yeah.
I guess you don't trust either all four of us then.
Right.
Michael, there is a 7th match, but I'm thinking this might be on the pre-show, the kickoff show, which I believe. I don't see this being on the main card.
I could see the 25-man battle royal being on the pre-show. Yeah, that's not a main card show.
I don't have a list of who all.
I had it up here. I accidentally hit some, and it.
Here we go.
Disappeared.
So where'd it go? It was just right here in front of me. All right. I'm on the website.
Dennis,
I got it right.
So I got anyone behind you, Dennis?
I got it right here.
Dennis, anyone behind you? I can't tell.
No.
That looks like Taz in the red.
Nina got us. Don't worry about it. Nina has us.
I got it right here. AJ Styles, Angel, which is Angel Garza, I think. Angelo Dawkins, Apollo Crews, Cedric Alexander, Cesaro, Chad Gable, Commander Aziz, Dolph Ziggler, Drew Gulak, Eric from the Viking Raiders, Ivar from the Viking Raiders, Humberto, Jinder Mahal, Mansoor. That's such an odd name. Montez Ford, Omos, Otis, R-Truth, Ricochet, Bobby Roode, Sami Zayn, Shanky. I don't even know who that is. Shelton Benjamin and T-Bar. Who is Shanky? Oh, that's
the big Indian guy.
Yeah. Okay. So those are the participants. I got to be honest. Other than like maybe 2 or 3, they're all like lower card. I mean, I don't know. I don't. It's almost like it doesn't matter who wins. Like, what is this? Is this for something, or is this like the winner of this going to go do something?
No, I don't know. I think this battle royal is just for space to kill.
Did you say
filler
just so they can have it? Yes, it's just so they can have a pre-show. Yeah. So I'd like to see.
Here's my pick.
I'd like to see Sami Zayn win this, just because he's such a big heel right now and everyone hates him. I'd love to see him take this.
I can see either him or Ricochet.
Anybody for this battle royal.
Otis. That'd be a nice surprise.
Chio, punch yourself in the dick. Just punch yourself in the dick.
Yeah.
Why are these people allowed to go in?
Huh?
So why are all these people allowed to go in?
Do they work there?
They all have badges.
They probably work the food stands, maybe.
I have a badge.
So there is a lot of WWE employees walking in because they all have their badges. They all have their jackets on. They have their book bags. So we all know where they work for. They work for the Fed. But a lot of these are also employees of the arena.
The venue itself, yeah.
So the venue itself. So they're all going in. There's a lot of indie workers walking in and out. Guys I don't even know of, and they have masks on, so I can't really see their face.
Yeah.
So I can't really
They're the guys going in the battle royal as extras.
Maybe
we don't know.
I have a badge from the show last night. Maybe I can go up there and bring that with me.
There you go. You can try.
That would be funny if you tried that, Joey. Like, if you do that, I will film this and see if you make it.
Joey was VIP last night. He had a badge and all. He was up there sitting on stage. But you know,
I had no more access after I had the badge than I did before it. So I don't know what the point of it was. But whatever.
Now that we're on the WWE topic, and Nina has our eyes out just in case anybody else shows up. We're gonna segue over from Survivor Series to most newsworthy stuff. As far as most recently, we had a bunch of releases. Well, we had about 8 releases that happened, and it was John Morrison, all 3 members of Hit Row. Let me see who else we had. We had
Drake Maverick,
Shane Thorne, Jackson Riker, and Tegan Knox, all been released recently. Biggest shock there was the whole team of Hit Row with Top Dollar.
They just got rid of BFAB last week.
Yes, Adonis and Swerve. You know that their thoughts, gentlemen, especially. You know, and like Morrison too.
Yeah. I'm assuming this is a week after the Hit Row thing. They got rid of BFAB from Hit Row, so now the whole group is gone. And the week after, they got rid of Morrison's wife, so now they're both gone. So I'm assuming they're gonna go back to back to Impact.
Right. Did you see what her reaction was when she took the Twitter?
She
was like,
"That's just this normal bitter bullshit."
Yeah.
Okay.
She said nobody should support WWE
because they let go of John Morrison.
Right.
But it's like, and by the way, I think
so they're saying screw the other 80 people this year, but they're saying screw everyone else they got rid of this year. But because they got rid of Morrison, we got to stop supporting.
Come on. Yeah, come on, that's not gonna happen.
Do you have a sighting?
No, I actually know someone that was walking in.
Okay.
Indie people.
Why don't you get them on here?
It's very disappointing.
The indie guys are literally they have a time frame to be in there, and I can tell you right now they are pushing their time. It is 11. They're supposed to be in there by noon. So they have So I'm not gonna stop them to pester them. Get them in there later than what they should be. But any indie guy watching this, if you ever get on the WWE to come up to one of their shows and be backstage, you should always be there early.
If you're on time,
never
you're late.
show up. Yeah. If you're on time, you're late. Like I know the call time for them is around noon, so I would be showing up here about a half hour before that time.
Yeah.
Just to show good faith because it shows that I actually want to be here. I'm just saying that's old school with me, Joey. I know you agree. I know Chew, you agree 100%.
I've actually heard WWE call times for indies or for extras is between 12 and 1, but I would still be there 11:15, 11:30.
Like being a pay-per-view, I'd be here super early.
Oh yeah. I would just sleep outside the building.
I'll be first thing.
I don't know where the hell you're parking at that point,
coffee.
but
I just park in the parking garage and walk over there at 8 o'clock in the morning.
like it's already bad enough that the venue has a Target next to it, has a Victoria's Secret, has a Applebee's, and has a Best Buy and a Guitar Center all in the same goddamn building. Like, why would you do that to me?
Right.
Like that's just asking me to spend thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
That I don't have. Nina's loaded. Like she could be sugar mama, but
because there's going to be tons of people in line waiting to get into a wrestling show or to a basketball game or whatever, and then while you're standing there waiting, like, I got a half hour wait, let's go hit Best Buy and get $35,000 worth of TVs so I can hold them online while I'm standing here.
Exactly. But
I was say jumping back to those releases, back to the one individual. Top Dollar being released, it was trying to become. I'm like,
he's not happy.
The whole Hit Row thing was a shocker, but
I'm gonna turn my camera on. So keep talking. You're good.
But if anything, Top Dollar probably had to be the biggest one because he had a gift to gab on the mic. They were prior to getting his role in Hit Row. He was slated to have a spot as a on-air personality as far as like the like one of the lead guys for that underground stuff they had going on, that underground fighting.
Raw Underground.
Yeah, he was supposed to host that. But
Vince McMahon is a big fan of this guy from what I've heard.
Yes.
Which is odd that they still let him go.
Yeah, he was a star of the group, but apparently, I guess the Francis is his name, I believe. They had reported out there.
AJ Francis.
He had a lot of heat backstage with not just NXT when he was there, but also on the main roster because when he came up and all this, it was he took it too fast. He took that stardom, that limelight too fast, and he ran with it.
Plus he's already been on TV because he was the host of the Treasure Show.
Yeah,
his head grew, I think.
It nipped him in the bud right there. He should have just stayed humble, know his
quick.
role. Exactly. Right. So even Vince McMahon couldn't save his ass, even though he was a huge fan of his.
I think that's what makes that like the biggest surprise. I mean, some of the other names are big surprises, but that one I think is a big surprise to me because Vince McMahon is such a big fan of that guy and wanted him to be the star of that whole group. And he's like, all right, well, he's gone. Like, wow, man, like that guy, Vince McMahon's the top of the line, getting you higher than that. And if he's like you said, even Vince's like opinion of him couldn't save him from getting released.
Yeah,
that was kind of surprising.
Yeah,
I was more surprised with, I was really surprised with Drake Maverick being released. To be honest, that was the biggest shocker to me. Besides Hit Row,
I don't think
I kept on hearing they had heat, so I was expecting it to happen.
I don't think Drake Maverick was surprised.
No, because he had a video released within the next 3 days.
Ready to go within. It was within like 45 minutes. It was on Facebook. I mean, Twitter. So
yeah, it was like bam. He knew it was coming.
Right, he knew something, or he made that last one that got rid of him, and and he just had it waiting.
Well, the funniest part is then there's a photo that was released, I think yesterday or the day before, of freaking EC3 having clippers ready to cut his hair. I was like, so who's making your video product? Was it you or was it with you in EC3? Because everybody that's left that's been friends with EC3 has showed up on that little fight ground thing that they've been doing.
Oh, that narrative, whatever he calls it.
Yep.
I haven't seen any of that stuff.
Yeah, listen, you might want to watch it. It's actually not that bad.
Is EC3 like running shows now under that banner or whatever, under that name?
It's like a ringleader. It's like that underground fight club thing that Vince tried to do but failed.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta look for links or something like that. Free the narrative, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
All right, gentlemen, and
but no, so we walked back up front. So
all right, gentlemen, and going off those releases, Tony Khan had a statement of his own, basically calling anyone who signs with WWE is just like a temporary worker right now, because like basically these contracts is like working with WWE. You're like going to a temp agency, because and Khan's not out there bragging about being a top gross company and stuff like that, because he's far from it. He says he's not a company. He's saying that where just last week they fired 15 people last week and 18 people the week before. It's like you see these people constantly being released by WWE, and it's been happening all year long, and it's like mind-boggling. And like how we mentioned before about there's going to be NXT talent where they want to bring up, and guys are not going to want to go sign with the main roster because they're afraid if they sign, they're going to get released, and then they have to
they're going to get released right away.
Yeah,
and then they have to deal with that 90 days.
30,
yes,
30,
exactly.
Right. So it's almost like they want to call them up just to make them wait. But I think the thing that a lot of fans don't think about or know or realize or even care about, or if they mentioned it, it wouldn't fit their narrative, but they're getting paid for those 90 days. It's not like you're just sitting home doing nothing with no income. You're still getting paid. You just can't work. And by the way,
you can't do anything.
And by the way, you can't work. You can work. I've booked shows where guys were still in their 90 days. They just can't be seen on television or pay-per-view or whatever. I don't know if that has changed, but that's how it used to be. You couldn't be on another company's pay-per-view or television, but you could work like dark and just not publicize stuff.
Right.
Yeah, but the thing is this, though, you have the crowd with their smartphone, social media.
That's
why they can't do it, period.
Right, but that's not the company putting it on pay-per-view or putting it on their television. That's just somebody in the crowd filming it. That's what I'm saying. Like, they can't be advertised for. This is how it was back then. They couldn't be. The 90 days meant they couldn't be on television or pay-per-view. Now I think it means you can't do anything, but they're still getting paid.
So they're the way the contracts are, they're freaking stupid. And I've actually seen one because of a former release wrestler. So basically it just states you have a no complete clause. You can do public appearances, you can do signings, but you can not do anything that is physical in the ring. So they pretty much hold you by your balls.
But again, they're still paying though. That's the thing, they're paying.
Now, I got a question about that. Does those clauses only pertain to stuff within the United States? What about
all of it? No, nope, can't do any of it.
You can't go to New Japan either for 90 days, for example.
Gotcha.
So
basically the most thing you can do, like you said, is smile and wave.
Like Daniel Bryan said it the best: if you're going to give me a 90 days, I should be able to give you a 90 days.
Yeah.
If you're going to sit me at home for month after month, I'm gonna like, look, in 90 days I went out on my contract. If not, I'm out. Go do it. Like Adam Cole is the biggest name to do what he did. That came out of that product. Waited for his contract expired, said, okay, here, I'll extend it till this date. That's it for you. And then the next thing you know is he pops up on live television not even a week later.
Right.
You know, that's the biggest thing to do it. Daniel Bryan did it as well, but Daniel Bryan has been off of the contract for months. He just stayed off the radar.
Honestly, I'm at to disagree. That I'm gonna say someone else was the biggest thing.
Well, CM Punk was, but
no. I'm talking about. I'm going back.
Big
This
Show?
is during the Monday Night Wars.
Oh,
you're like no. Well, you're watching the first hour of Raw, and then the next thing you know, and then you tune over to the second hour.
And Rick Rude's there.
Rick Rude, exactly.
I knew. As soon as you said the first hour, I knew you were going.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Luger because back then there was no 90 days. Luger's contract ended on a Sunday at midnight. He was on nights for the following night.
Yeah. I'm talking about Rude. Yeah, he was.
But I'm saying as of the new generation of wrestling.
Yeah. He's talking.
You can't use Punk. You know, Punk. I wouldn't even say Punk was the biggest surprise because it was a huge surprise.
Because he was gone for 7 years anyway.
Exactly. I had people tell me they don't think the Adam Cole thing was that big, and I'm like, oh, that was pretty goddamn big.
It was. It was big, but it was overshadowed by Danielson showing up 2 minutes later.
It's just the fact
that's exactly my point on that one. They ruined it with it.
The time frame was so short of him leaving and then showing up. That's what it was. You know?
No, I agree.
And he still had that buzz, which they all had that buzz. But once you get released and you show up somewhere else, you got that hot fire buzz, that momentum still going. Once you get released, the buzz is still there, and at 90 days, it's the anticipation buzz where like it's dying down because no one's really seeing you do anything. So when and then it has to be that. So when you do come back after that 90 days and you make that first appearance, it has to be something hot and fire to get the crowd. Holy shit! What the hell? It's not just like, okay, he was gone. Okay, now he's showing up here. Oh well, you know how many other guys we've seen do that in the past before. So.
Again, like the whole thing, like Adam Cole was the only one that should have did that reveal that night. They should have waited for Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I think
they should have did it in Seattle. Should have waited until Seattle.
Oh yeah,
you tease it, like you just tease it because you teased it for CM Punk, and they sold out the fucking venue on a rumor.
Right.
On a rumor.
Yeah, just that
no one's ever done that in wrestling. Nobody has done that in this business, and it's like the fact that everybody was like, The Rock couldn't even do that. Usually, The Rock has a rebuttal, like he could have responded to it, but he didn't care. He didn't even argue it because he knows it's true.
But you know what's funny though? That was totally awesome though when Cole made the appearance because they got 2 for 1 though. They got the American Dragon right after him. It's like
I know, but they should have waited.
Right back to back. I like
should have waited. I think they blew their load there too soon.
Wait, that was the Ruby Riott show up the same night too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we all knew Ruby Riott was coming. We all were saying it. I was hoping it wasn't her. I really was hoping it wasn't her.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be her.
And Joey, in the past, like we all talked about it, about all these video packages that everyone been everyone been putting out before they made their debuts of, you know, they're escaping prison, the Sane Asylum, you know, Malachi Black, John Moxley, Ruby Riott doing the runaway thing, you know, all these great videos basically slapping the face to WWE is like, hey, you had us locked down, you know, restricting us, we're on punishment, you know, and now we're finally free. And like I just love those videos. It's just whoever came up with the concept and filmed them and edited them, they did a beautiful job, which I'm hoping
it helps build up the anticipation too when they do that.
I'm hoping I'm praying to God it was our little buddy Dylan Freimeyer down in Southern Honor Wrestling, because he has his hand backstage in AEW with a lot of the video production work, making videos and stuff like that. He's one of like the main lead guys down there. So I pray to God. I'm actually gonna have to hit him up and ask him if does he have any.
I'm gonna say no, it wasn't him.
Gentlemen, I'm gonna dip out.
All right.
I have to go back into the parking garage and drop off some baggage, and then we got to go get food because we haven't eaten yet this morning.
Sounds
good.
I'm
gonna have my cell phone. I'm gonna see who else I can run into and try to get some candidate interviews. Just I should say.
Gotcha.
And who knows who will pop up on that show.
I said, I will go back, maybe grab
and knowing you, Dennis, you probably will find some people.
I probably will. Trust me, I have my insights.
Yeah, I'll go back. I'll grab screenshots and try to grab those clips and see if we can mix them in with something later on, and we'll just throw them up there for ourselves. So take that, Pat.
Yeah, Pat.
Yeah, Pat.
Yeah, Pat. Trying to tell me to go take photos and videos of tailgating at this place.
Come on, Pat.
I don't know.
We had Rhea Ripley on our show.
No, don't say hi.
Yeah,
to Pat.
what do they got? They got nothing.
Let's
not kill old school, because old school had, I can't hate on them. I like that show for football stuff. But gentlemen, later, adios, ciao, peace.
Thank you.
There's my hand.
Peace. Yep.
There's my hand.
That there, gentlemen, that was cool as hell. We got to see referee John Cone chime in. He was saying Team Raw was that was a tag match, right, between the Usos and RK Bro. He was commenting on. Rhea Ripley commented on the women's match of Raw versus
said they're gonna bloody win.
We're gonna Wait, did it bloody win or bloody kick their heads in? Or so I forget which one.
We're gonna bloody win.
We'll go back.
They're gonna bloody win.
I'll get the clips and we will replay it later on for us. One of the latest news going around the wrestling world. Sorry for switching gears here, gentlemen. We've seen a man who probably touched us all, not in the appropriate way, that is, but as a child at heart. The immortal Hulk Hogan has been in extremely bad condition. Lately he had some problems, some stuff going on with him. I'm trying to read this right in front of me. I'm sure you guys are reading quicker than I am. I'm just trying to speak.
I'm saying a major health crisis now, but what exactly is the health crisis? Because that's what I've been trying to find out.
It doesn't say. They're
probably
keeping it quiet.
It just says, like in general, he has, however, with his aging body.
He's old. Yeah.
And multiple surgeries throughout the years, he is struggling to keep up in everyday activities. Ric Flair went and visited him and stuff, and he was on his own podcast, and he stated he's having a really bad health issues, but he keeps up with me. We support each other, good and bad. When I was in the hospital, he flew up that day like everybody else that came up to see me. Hulk was gracious. Jimmy was great. I don't remember seeing them because I was in a coma.
That makes no sense.
But they made the effort to go. So those are the kind of things that mean a lot, he said.
If he doesn't remember them being there because he was in a coma, how do you know Hulk was gracious and Jimmy Hart was great?
Well, just the fact of them even showing up.
No, he doesn't know. I could have called him and said, "Hey, I was there too, bro." Woo! Thank you, brother. Yeah.
Well, I guess if family members and doctor members are there and they're letting you know who all showed up.
No, of course, it's a joke. I know that part, but it just I just found it funny.
You was there. I was just with man, damn it.
But age does catch up with us, as me and Joe know.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, I'm a year older. My bad.
I'm a young, beautiful, handsome gray man. Old gray
Mikey's
beard.
you know what? Mikey's about our age, but he don't really have that much gray. I only see it on his soul patch, I guess.
No,
like
here.
What are you?
You can't see it with my hair. Like, yes.
Okay, yeah.
So, you don't look a day under 55, 60. 55, 56.
Well, thank you, Joe.
No problem, brother.
So,
I don't feel a day under 70.
I'm gonna say much love and respect. Prayers go out to the Hawks are out there. Like I said, even though he had his controversy stuff going on throughout the career, But as child of growing up watching wrestling, there was a place where we love to say our prayers, eat our vitamins, Hulkamania running wild. We're throwing up the hand sign where they're
No, yeah, the old.
Sometimes we're pretending to rip off our shirt too, and by accident, then our mom smacks the hell out of us. You're like, do you know how much that costs?
When we heard that theme music, we were marking out like crazy.
Yes, yes, indeed. So yeah, let's all try to keep the Hulkster in our prayers. Like I said, even Flair, because even Flair was battling some stuff not too long ago. It's tough. It's tough. But this weekend was a hell of a weekend, Joseph.
Yes.
We were in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, at Invictus Pro Wrestling.
Yes, I want to thank Invictus and Nick, the boss, for having allowing me to come down and hang out and help out a little bit and not pay to get in.
No, I hear some kind of scratching going on from one of yous. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not me. I don't think.
If you don't, if you don't hear it, it could be you.
No, it's not me because I just muted. When I put the microphone on like that, it mutes. So I just did that and I still heard it, so it must be Mike.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's only I only hear it when he talks. I only hear it when Mikey talks.
So if nobody got to see Invictus Pro Wrestling, jump on the IWTV, check out the replay. If you're not a member, sign up and use promo code MAGIC. Brought to you by our good friend Steve All from Pro Wrestling Magic. So you want to definitely hit up that. Damn,
it's independentwrestling.tv.
I was gonna say.
I'm listening to that sound. Keep getting louder. You want to sign up to IWTV? Use. Is it just me talking, or that's doing that? And use magic code. The magic as the promo code. We had it was a hell of a show, dude. I'm telling you right now. They had some dark match stuff that happened in the beginning before the main card started. The team of Milk Chocolate took on the outfielders of Hatfield and McCoy, and they came out victorious. Now, Joey, we tried to talk about it last night on the pop-up pipe bombs. We were trying to figure out who the hell are these Milk Chocolates? So like this and that, and you can tell us a story about the fans too as well. You can plug us in.
Can I tell that story? So I was outside, just hanging out up front, and I wanted to see who was out there. I knew there was a line of people waiting to get in, so I just wanted to see who was out there, how many people, kind of get a feel for it. And an African American gentleman walked out to the outside. He walked to the curb and lit up a cigarette. And a fan online says to him, "Are you Milk Chocolate?" And he goes, "No, I'm not a wrestler. I'm just here to watch the show." So in my head, I'm thinking, Jesus, he only asked him that because he's black. You can't say that in 2021. So he goes over, excuse me, he goes over to the curb, lights a cigarette, away from respectfully away from the building, away from the line of fans or whatever. Lit up a cigarette. A second African American gentleman walked out. I guess those guys either do a YouTube thing or podcast or something like that together. The two black guys, so they were hanging out together out front, talking about the show and the Invictus show. I mean, not their show. And the guy asked him, same fan asked them the same thing. "Are you Milk Chocolate?" And he just looked at him and said, "No, sorry." And he walked over, and I was standing next to the other guy, and he walked over to me, and he's like, "I thought that guy was offering me candy." And I'm like, "No, he asked you if you guys are the tag team Milk Chocolate because you're black." I said, "They can't say that. That's like, isn't that racist? It's 2021." And they were both laughing. They were both like, well, "We think it's hilarious." I'm like, "Okay, then I'm okay with giggling about it," because I was like almost offended, like, Jesus Christmas, you can't say that. Especially it's 2021. Everyone's canceled nowadays. I mean, it's like I was just blown away. I'm like, and then I turn around and the guy didn't hear me. He was online talking to whoever he was with, and I was like, why wouldn't you ask me if I was white chocolate? I don't understand. But yeah, I was like, wow, you can't say that in 2021. That's racist, man. You can't say stuff like that. But the two guys thought it was hilarious, so a good time was had by all.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And so what did you think of the tag team match between Milk Chocolate and the McCoys?
First of all, when they came out and I saw that it was a white guy and an African American guy, then it clicked. Oh, that guy's Milk, that guy's Chocolate. Now I get it, and they were awesome together. They were the match itself was real good, a lot of fun. I don't remember Hatfield's first name. I know it wasn't Dasher Hatfield; it was the other one. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of hard hitting in that match that I didn't expect going in, but it was a lot of fun. And if I remember correctly, I think Milk Chocolate came out on top. I think you said that already. Yeah.
Oh yes, definitely. Hey Mikey, I realized that feedback noise we're getting is coming from you because
is it?
Because I literally muted. I'm muting you right now, and I don't
hear it.
I don't hear it at all. It disappears. So you might have to unplug your headphones and probably try plugging them back in again. So I'm gonna unmute you again, but there. So see if it disappears. But yeah, next up the bat.
All right, how's that?
Nope, it's still there, buddy. But you know what? You know what? It's pretty much going to be just me and Joey covering the Invictus stuff since wasn't there.
True.
So if you want to dip out, that's fine. That way we can avoid having this this audio issue. Okay. Sorry, buddy.
All right, brother.
It just keeps coming through, and so but we got through the Survivor Series. We got through that little bit of news. We're just going to finish up.
We survived.
Yes, we survived the first half of the podcast. We shouldn't be on too much longer. We're just gonna run through this real quick and do our closings, and we're gonna be out of here then.
Yeah, so, I got stuff to do.
So Mikey, try to fix your audio situation. You got the whole week to do that until next week.
Oh yes.
And it's football day. Go
That's
Birds.
Right.
So
that sounds fake, right?
What? Go Birds?
No, football. I heard football is fake.
Yes, it is fake because they don't use steel chairs.
That's why.
All right, Mikey, we'll talk to you then. Thank you for getting in with us and fix that audio situation so we can keep you on next time.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
All right. So it sounds so clear now. I don't hear that.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But yeah, so we were into the next match was the Faceless Ones taking on Sin. That match ended in a nice debacle.
Nice brawl, yeah.
Yeah. For the pre-show, got the crowd hype. I'm talking about, they were on fire before the main show even started. I'm not saying it was a packed crowd there, but the crowd that was there, they were on fire after that. They were hot and heavy.
I feel like there was a chair and a garbage can that both lost their lives during that match. Or maybe more than one chair. I don't know. But there was some damaged items that did not survive.
I was a little scared and nervous. Why? Because I was looking at the building. Yeah. How many times in the past has companies lose buildings due to damages and stuff like that? So
yeah.
So hopefully everything was okay. I don't know. But we'll find out eventually if there's any more.
But you know what? But that's on the talent, really, to be respectful of the venue itself, because, and especially in this case, it's not just Invictus that runs shows there. There are several companies now that run shows in that building. Mm-hmm. One mistake and you piss off the wrong guy at the building, and that's it. All those promotions now have no venue or now no events in that venue anymore. So I kind of think that should be on unless it's, if you talk to the promoter beforehand and he says, yeah, no problem, and he talks to the building and says, hey, this might happen, okay, no problem. we'll get another garbage can. How much can they be? $20 or new
Yeah.
another chair, whatever. Stuff like that. That's minimal. But I'm thinking like I've been to events where guys will do. We'll throw a guy through a wall, and I'm like, come on, man, like give me a break. But then all those other companies can't run there no more because the venue won't allow it.
Hey, I just put these up now. I didn't put them up earlier because of just the fact that we had multiple screens on.
Yeah, it was too small.
Yeah, it would have been small for people to read a little, but it's not too bad now. You can follow us on Twitter at Joey Image TV, as well as Chio 24/7, and don't forget to follow our Body Slams podcast at Body Slams PCast on Twitter as well. Now back to the main card of the evening. As it like I said, we got through hot and heavy, and we got to see evil Kip Stevens. Before he was just Kip Stevens, he was like the wrestling nerd. He was part of the tag team called the Breakfast Club, and they come out to the song "Don't You Forget About Me," and then now he's evil Kip Stevens.
Did you see his tweet? Did you see his tweet to me last night?
No, I did not. I remember I had a long drive home.
It was so evil. I was offended. I tweeted. So I was live tweeting a lot of stuff during the show, and like, hey, this is my first time seeing so and so, and they're gonna be huge. Blah, blah blah. So one of them was, this is my first time seeing, and his Twitter name is at I am evil Kip. So I'm like, this is my first time seeing evil Kip Stevens, and now I'm a big fan. And he responded, I don't care. And I responded, that's so evil. So he's just an evil guy.
Yeah. Evil nerd. Nerd.
But he wrestled Pretty Boy Smooth, who is like 6'12", and I talked to him after the show. He's legitimately 6'9", and I was terrified. I mean, I took a picture with him where it's like when I took a picture the first time I met Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn is what's the word? Unexpectedly taller than he looks on TV.
Yeah.
So I took a picture of Pretty Boy Smooth last night. It's like my shoulders are up and then his whole top half. And I'm like, this is insane. Like, he's so tall, he doesn't fit in the frame. But he was such a good dude, and I met him. Like I said, I met him after the show. We talked a little bit. We followed each other on Twitter. We talked a little bit last night afterwards, online, as well as at the venue or whatever before he left. What a good dude! That guy's got a hell of a lot of talent. And again, he's legit 6'9". That's the kind of guy that Vince McMahon is going to see and go, holy crap, that guy's huge. Let's grab him for a couple weeks before we release him.
And the thing what you say about him being a good dude, there's a lot of great talent that are really super nice, and that's one of the important things. Even though you're going out there and you have the character or whatever you're doing, the gimmick of there are a lot of if your locker room is great with no egos and everyone's looking out for each other, you're gonna have a fantastic show.
Yep. And he wasn't the only by the way, Pretty Much Smooth successfully defeated Kip Stevens last night.
Yeah, poor Kip. Poor Kip.
That's right. He's evil. Okay.
Yeah, he's evil. Forget him. Yeah. We got to see the Invictus Women's Champion, Vicious Vicky, retain her championship as she took on Becca, which we got to see Becca a week previous. A week previously. So
I had only seen her one other time before when I was at AEW in September in Newark, and I don't remember who she wrestled, but she was on that. I think she was on Dark or Elevation, and that was the first time I had seen her. And then last week we like you said, we saw her at Magic, and then last night at Invictus.
And it's funny, what people don't realize that is a lot of talent that's from up here in the Northeast area who actually just happen to work for Invictus and Pro Wrestling Magic and other surrounding companies. A lot of this talent has been appearing a lot on AEW Dark. Yeah. So it's like, kudos to them. They're coming
back in January. They're AEW's doing another show here in January of 2022. I believe it is the 5th, Wednesday, January 5th. at Newark again at Newark Prudential Center. So there's going to be, look for your favorite local independent guys and girls that are probably going to be working, doing some of those matches.
Get your pictures, autographs, and merchandise right away before before they get snatched up and signed somewhere, because you may not see them in the area again for a while. But then a lot of those talents end up sometimes get the okay to still with AEW is to work some indie dates as well, depending on who they are and what kind of contract they have.
Right.
So Vicious Vicky, she been retaining her women's championship since like all of 2021. There a lot of competition stepped up, but she's been walking away victorious.
This was
match after match.
This is my first time seeing her live. I've seen her wrestle before, but never live in person. I'm a huge fan. She's Italian. I mean, that's all.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason.
Yeah, well, and she's from Jersey. She lives in the same town where my sister lives. So I've got family in her area, according to her Twitter, at least. So
there you go. You're gonna sit down and break bread and talk strategy.
Yes, I need to meet that chick. I didn't get to meet her last night. I think she already left before the show was over, maybe because I didn't see her the whole rest of the show after intermission. But I would love to meet Vicious Vicky. She kicked some ass last night, and again, Italian from Jersey. I mean, I have no choice but to love her.
I think Joey Image is about to, after the show, he's gonna go into his closet, dust off the suit, and say, "Hey, do you need a manager?"
That would be amazing. Could you imagine the first female member of the Image Empire? Not the Image Empire is still a thing, but the first female member, not manager, member. That would be amazing. And I was always introduced as your Italian hero. She could be, she's the mafioso right now. So I think we fit together like butter and apples.
You know what?
Peanut butter and apples, I mean.
That there sounds like a hoagie sandwich on a menu. Yeah, I'll take the Italian hero.
Yeah, that's the idea.
And then out walks Joey Image. Like, what the hell's this?
But that would be awesome if I could manage her on Magic show. I don't know if she's working for Magic, but if in that building at least, because it's 10 minutes from my house, so it would be a lot easier. But that would be great.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Have she worked on Magic? I'm not sure.
I don't know. If not, I
can't remember. I would have to go back and look, because Magic has multiple different females that come in.
Yeah, and if not, I don't know why not, but I would love to manage her. That would be great. I'm the Italian hero. She is the mafioso. We would be great together. Anyway.
Yes. And
2 Italians in Jersey. Forget about it.
Never saw that coming, right? Never saw that coming. And moving along, your social media champion, Big Game Leroy beat Mr. Grimm and your buddy that you finally buddy. Yeah, I'm gonna say your buddy, because as soon as I say his name, you were like, what the hell is Pancakes?
Such a strange ring name, but like I said last night when we did the live little quick pop-up deal, when I was working for HCW in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, I was part of a stable called the Food Group. I was the meatball champion. We had the pizza guy, Frankie Giovanni, and rest in peace, we had Chef Dave Gillespie, and we were the Food Group. So we could have used some pancakes. We could have used a cheeseburger. We could have used a hot dog.
Yes, I was going to say there was cheeseburger and hot dog too as well. So.
Right. So, and we could use pancakes. So, unfortunately, that was years ago, and I don't know who this pancakes guy was back then, or if he was even wrestling then. But very strange ring name, very talented guy.
Yeah, he put some syrup on his in his match. Not literally, just in general. He just
Well, he should bring it to the ring, and he can blind his opponents with it.
That, you know what? That's a good idea. And that was a triple. Gimmick. And that, Big Game Leroy pulled out the victory in that triple threat match, retaining as the social media champion. Another championship match that I am not too familiar with at all was the TOS. I was told, I can't remember what it stands for.
Test of strength.
Test of strength.
That's the name of the
K1
company.
K1 Classic champion Ichiban beat Gabriel Sky. Yo, this match was phenomenal.
Yeah,
And
both of these guys are great in the ring.
I worked with Gabriel Sky on multiple different shows, and each time the kid gets better and better. He almost pulled out an upset victory, taking this K1 championship from Ichiban. But Ichiban, he managed retain his championship, but at the end of the match, you know, Gabriel Sky, he looked very furious. He looked very furious from his facial expressions, but he had some choice words for.
Yeah, he stormed out of there.
Oh, he had some choice words for Ichiban, saying that he came here to fight, and damn it, and that's what they done, and he said he earned his respect. So the two gentlemen ended up shaking hands at the end of the match. Yeah. Like I said, even though Sky was pissed off he didn't walk away with the championship,
I was gonna say, given how they kind of reacted towards each other during the match, I didn't expect a handshake at the end.
Yeah. And then moving along we had
my god, another legit 7-footer, man.
Well, we had TKO come out to the ring, and his attire
Spider-Man inspired gear.
Yes, inspired Spider-Man inspired gear. Yeah. And then I guess for giggles, Ben Bishop, he had a Venom top and a Venom mask when he came out, and he came out to one of the songs from the soundtrack.
Yeah,
Venom, and you were saying about him being so tall.
Yeah,
he's like the biggest one there.
Yeah,
bigger than PB Smooth, I think.
He is. Pretty much Smooth is 6'9". Ben Bishop is I think he's 7 foot even. And Ryan Peterson, the ring announcer, I think I heard him announce him at 6'12", which is my joke because that means 7 feet tall. There is no 6'12" and 7 feet, but I say it just to make myself sound stupid, so people can make fun of me because I'm a heel usually.
Yeah.
So I think he announced him at 6'12", and he is every bit of that dude is just. I mean, I had a chance to meet him also last night, and he walked out. He was leaving. I was outside talking to a couple other people, and he was leaving. And I introduced myself, and he was like, "Oh, you're the guy that I just talked to on Twitter a couple minutes ago." Because I had tweeted to him like, "Hey, I didn't get a chance to meet you, but blah, 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 whatever." And so we met, and he was like, "Hey, will I see you in January?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude." And we were not at eye level till he was 2 steps down and on the curb, and I'm like, "Holy Christmas!" And I'm not tall either. I'm only 5'8", so he's got a foot and a half on me. But it was insane. Like I was like, "Yeah, I'll be here in January," and then he went down 2 steps or 3 steps to the curb, and I'm like, "Okay, now I can see you."
Yeah, and he's put together. He's a nice thick boy too. He's has some nice size on him,
and a lot of talent in the ring too. A lot of talent in the ring. I would love to see, just based on height alone, I'd like to see him, and I'd like to see Pretty Boy Smooth against Lou Bruno, just based on height alone, because Lou's 6'9".
Oh yes,
6'9", and I know the big man thing is cliche, and it's not special. It's kind of common. But I just like all three of these guys.
But the thing with this though, it's not that classic big man where they're just pounding on. These guys can go for big guys. That's the thing though.
Right. They all do a lot of technical stuff too, and it's not just brawling because they're big guys with a lot of power behind all their shots. These guys can do actual technical wrestling moves and holds, and I would love to see any of a combination of any of those three one-on-one.
I think the funniest moment that I seen two big guys start doing chain wrestling moment that comes late is when I watched a match between Kane and Big Show.
I don't remember that.
Yes.
Where they did chain?
Yes, they were standing there, like wrist lock, hammer lock, headlock. They were chaining.
That's funny. That's pretty funny. I would have to go back and check that out somewhere
Yeah.
on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to Google that one more time and try to find it. But it was actually on a live show. I watched it. Like, holy shit. But next up the bat, it was a number one contendership match for the women's championship. I always have problems saying this young lady's name.
Kaya,
is that how you pronounce it?
Yep.
Kaya McKenna ended up beating Ring of Honor star. Well, now that Ring of Honor has been going on hiatus and releasing their talent, Ring of Honor star Vita Von Star. Now for you,
I was unfamiliar with both of them as far as work, but I've seen their names a lot on Twitter a lot. Always wanted to meet Vita Von Star. Got the chance to do that last night. Wanted to meet Kaya McKenna. Didn't get to see her. She was always, anytime I had a chance, she was busy with fans or taking pictures or whatever. So I don't want to bother her, but got to meet Vita Von Star through you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And she's awesome. She's such a cool chick. And I'm looking forward to seeing her up here more for I think she'll be back here in January. I have no idea for Invictus, but looking forward to seeing more of her too. Both of these ladies are great in the ring too, by the way. There's the amount of talent just on this show, and I said this to you before it started, but I was not familiar with a lot of these names. A lot of them are New York guys and girls, and a lot of them haven't been in this area a lot or often or very recently, I guess. But there wasn't one person on this show that I saw that I would think as a worker, promoter, I would never book that person. There's in my head, I'm thinking, wow, I would love to see that guy against this other guy who's not here tonight, but I know who he is, blah, blah, whatever, stuff like that. There's just the level of talent is just insane. I mean, the indies are so hot right now, and I hope it continues to grow.
The problem with me though, it's how I tell people, it's nowadays back then it was easy for us to get to know the talent out there because we didn't have social media, so you were limited. So whatever you saw on the Mark mags, or whatever you saw at shows, that's the ones you were familiar with, and it was easier to keep track. Now with social media and the internet, you got all this talent coming out the woodwork from all over the United States.
Right.
It's like the second you say, "Oh, I don't know this person," and people want to look at you crazy, like, "Oh, you don't know who the hell that is?" Like, no, there's too many out there right now. It's like,
that's the thing that's I think of myself, and I use myself as an example in that sense, and the fact that like Twitter, for example, came about in 2008. That's when I first got on there, at least. So I had already been wrestling for 8 years at that point. No one knew who I was. So if you hop on there and you say, "Oh, I never heard of this Joey Image guy," there's somebody else going, "Well, he's been wrestling 8 years already. Where you been?" Like now we're it's so much easier to become aware of so many people, and the fact that you can throw a video up on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, like from anywhere in the world. I mean, I can watch Ethiopian Championship Wrestling if there is one. I don't know. But I can watch that tomorrow morning if I want to, and it's online. It's great. I think I think as much as the internet has hurt wrestling, I think it's helped it that much more.
The cheap plug, Joey Image, just a shout out for Ethiopian Championship Wrestling, ECW.
I didn't even think of that when I said it. Oh man! All right.
So moving along, one of your good friends, yes, I'm gonna say good friends that you know, Mr. Darius Carter.
I love that kid.
Il O'Neill.
I've known Darius Carter a lot of years, from obviously when I'm still active. He is like, I know it sounds like I put him over a lot, or people think I kiss his ass a lot. The thing with Darius is that I've known him for a long time. I'd say at least since 2005 or 6, maybe. I have yet to see a bad match from him. He
literally is as good as he says he is.
Yeah, that's what pisses people off, but he is not lying.
And it works.
He always gives the crowd their money's worth. It doesn't matter who he's in there with. And I was noticing last night, a little shoot style stuff for you here, but I was noticing last night, he makes everyone who's in the ring with look. I could look good against that. I don't know what I'm doing. I was never the greatest freaking wrestler in the world, but I just went out there and had fun. Darius would make me look like I knew what I was doing.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I was gonna say, the thing about Darius is that he's not one of those talents who go out there who just tries to shine for themselves.
Right. Right.
He's
not a big I have to get all my shit in, brother guy. He's not like that at all. He's not selfish.
Even if he gets his shit in, the fact of the matter is that he brings the talent that he's working against to another level. He brings them up. Because the thing is, when you're out there with your talent, it's gonna be like, well, if you're gonna come here to the table, which is the ring, and I'm gonna sit down and eat, which is I'm gonna perform, you're gonna eat with me. So I'm gonna have you step up your game and bring up your performance. So and that's what Darius does. He makes the other guy work, brings out the best in them. He's not there to shine himself and let the other guy look like shits.
Be lazy,
yeah, exactly. So and kudos to him. So
that's why I always praise Darius Carter so much, because again, I've known him for 15 years, maybe now, something like that, a little over that. As far as in wrestling, and I've never seen him have a bad match. I've never seen him have a bad night. I've never seen him in a bad mood. Like, obviously everyone has their bad days or whatever. I've just never seen that. He always comes to the venue, the locker room, the arena, the building in a if he's got something going on that day, you don't know about it. He leaves it at home. He never comes.
Mm-hmm.
He's never unprofessional. He always dresses like a star. He looks like a star. He doesn't come like I used to show up in like a ripped jeans and like a Motley Crue shirt. He always comes in a suit, nice shoes, looks good, looks like a star, knows his place on every card, which is usually at the top of the card. This is where he belongs.
He's ready for business.
He is the epitome of what a professional wrestler should be, should be like, should look like, should act like, and what they should do in and out of the ring. He's just I don't understand like why. Again, I said this last week. I don't understand why he's not on TV every week somewhere. And hopefully sometime he is. And it's based in Jacksonville and not Connecticut. But because I think that would hurt him, or that might ruin him. But again, I'm a gigantic Darius Carter fan. I'm honored to know him. I'm proud to be consider him a friend. And he's one of the best talents you're going to get on the East Coast, at least in professional wrestling. I don't want to sound too, he's the greatest in the world or the greatest in this country.
You want to be a Darius fanboy?
No, I don't want to. I don't want to be unrealistic. That's going to do a fanboy. I don't want to be unrealistic and say that he's one of the greatest in the country. I haven't seen everybody in the country, so I don't know.
No, exactly.
But I can say he's at least one of the best in the East Coast.
Yeah. At least up in our area, the Northeast area.
Absolutely.
He's probably going to hate me for saying this, which I mentioned to you last night. I said this before in the past. So people that followed pro wrestling for many, many years, even when, like, if you're older, you remember old WCW stuff. When Darius is in the ring, he just have his, his black boots, his knee pads, and his tights on. If you go back and look at old WCW wrestlers, he kind of looks like Ranger Ross. So he's probably going to hate me for saying that, but honest to God truth, he looks like Ranger Ross. But it is what it is, though. Love you, Darius. It was great seeing you.
Congratulations on your. You know what I like? I like about the fact that he just comes out in plain gear, like you said, all just black on black on black. No, black gear, black wrist tape, black boots, black shades or whatever.
No sparkly gimmick.
Right, nothing flashy, because he doesn't need that, because his flash is in his repertoire, his moves, his work in the ring. He doesn't need the flashy stuff. A lot of times they're just to get attention. He gets attention, in other ways, and he doesn't need the flashy gear to tell that story. To tell, hey, look at me, I got glitter on my gear. He doesn't need any of that stuff. So that's why he's one of my favorites in the independent scene. Anyway.
Yeah. But we got see at the end of the match though. I guess Il O'Neill was I believe he might be one of his young boys for
well, he's named after a fish, so
well no I mean he's one of Darius's
I know
young boys.
No, I know. I'm just saying his name is eel. That's a sea creature. I don't like eels, so that's the only thing I don't eat when I get sushi. I can't eat eel.
So we got to see him hold open the ropes afterwards to help Darius out of the ring.
Yeah.
Helped him a little bit back to the locker room area. Even raised his hand for Darius at the So it's pretty much paying respects to like, okay, kid, you did bring your A game, but it wasn't good enough for me. So now I will give you your props, pretty much the way he was acknowledging him. But still, you're gonna raise my hand in victory. So, but big ups to O'Neal for standing his ground, going toe to toe with Carter, but he just didn't have enough to pull out the victory. Yep. Up next, we have 2 more matches to discuss. We have
yeah, I'm on a schedule. I gotta take off.
Yeah, Mr. Ken Broadway taking on Trish Adora in a back and forth intergender match.
Amazingly hard hitting. These two beat the crap out of each other. There was a lot of oohs and ahs from the crowd. These two just went at it, man.
Well, Ken Broadway, great talent. He appeared on an AEW broadcast
recently, I think, right?
And you were keeping tabs on everybody as you were there. You were Googling them, looking up their background, and you mentioned
the ones I wasn't familiar with.
And you mentioned to me that Trish spent some years in the military.
Yeah, she was in the military for 8 years. Her I was familiar with. I'd never seen her work live, but I had seen her wrestle before. She was awesome. She spent like 8 years in the military. Spent some time at WWE, NXT for a little while. She has so much hair. I love her hair. I'm jealous how thick and long her hair is because mine is running away from my head very rapidly. So I got to wear a hat. But yeah, she was awesome. Both of them were awesome. Like I said, they beat the garbage out of it. It was insanely how hard they were hitting. It's just crazy.
Yeah, that badassness that she possessed and her in-ring training helped her throughout the match to go blow for blow with Ken Broadway.
She also didn't back down from anything. If he,
not at all.
He, knocked her with a forearm in the chin or whatever, she would come right back with her own and just. It was like, oh my god, dude! Like,
it was
remind me never to hit Trish Adora with a forearm or a chop or anything at all, because she will just turn around and knock the crap out of me. It's seeing people get beat up that hard in a ring that makes me happy I'm retired, because I don't have to get beat up like that anymore.
Of course, you're gonna make your return back. Me and you, AARP,
yeah,
AARP. We only do battle royals. That's
All American retired pro, or All American returning pros, or All American Rumble pros. So we only do Rumble.
There you go. Yeah, EGW, elderly gone wild.
Right.
But yeah, the end of the match was a little controversial. Broadway with the full Nelson. He switched over to the German suplex he was about to deliver. Then out of nowhere, Gio Giovanni's music hit. He was shocked. He took his eye off the prize, and Trish Adora ended up scoring the pinfall victory on him.
Yeah, you know what I noticed is that Broadway was kind of watching the entrance, waiting for Giovanni to come out. Trish Adora was like, you know what? I'm not even going to pay attention. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Eyes on the prize, which is getting a victory, and she did not even let that phase her.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to hear some comments through
Whining.
Invictus. Yeah, through Invictus for a lot of the fans were cheering for Gio to come out. But
show up, by the way.
I'm going to say in upcoming events, we're definitely going to see this feud between Broadway and Giovanni. Just escalate. So
because in case we didn't mention it, by the way, he did not show up last night. Just the music.
He
paid off whoever the sound guy was. Must have taken some kind of payment to play that song, and then he didn't show up anyway.
I take PayPal.
Oh, you were the sound guy? I didn't know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There was a black curtain on the stage. The sound guy was behind it.
Yeah, something like that. And in the main event, got to see AJ Gray taking on Myron Reed, and talk
another
about
insanely hard hitting match.
And talk about a way to start the match off. Like Gray's doing his walk around the ring, and out of nowhere,
he was just walking, greeting fans, and Myron Reed just. I mean, I didn't even notice it until he was already in the air. Just flies over the top rope with a cross body, and almost took out all the fans in that row right there.
He was airborne. Yeah, it was hard hitting back and forth. AJ Gray, I'm not gonna say I'm really familiar with him, but I did get to see his match against him and Jacob Fatu at Invictus's outdoor show. Myron Reed, I seen him like once or twice, and this kid definitely has mad skills, you know, for being a young guy in the business as well. But yeah, back and forth. You could not have asked for a better main event. They pulled it off hands down. The company itself, from top to bottom, the whole card, Invictus, Nick Outman, kudos to you for booking this talent,
putting together a hell of a card.
Yes, and I can't wait to get back there January 29th. Yep. Yes, for the new year
at Ridgefield Park.
So but yeah, it's Sunday, it's football day too, and but also I'm gonna not really get a chance to watch any football because today's my daughter's birthday, my oldest daughter. So we gotta go, my oldest. So we ended up have to go out to dinner and do some other stuff too as well. So but we're gonna pretty much almost wrap this up here. I'm gonna do the closeouts. Plus, I have a shout out here though, and I know you said you got things to do. So you know what, Joe? Thank you for coming on. Thank you for being. This is your second edition, but
well, my first official,
first official, but your second edition of Breakfast and BodySlams.
Yes.
Welcome to the family, and
thank you guys. Thank you, sir.
We got all week to prep for next week. We'll figure out during the week. We'll talk in the chat room with the group of what topics we're going to talk about come next week.
Yep.
I love your setup. Your
can't see it.
I know. As I say, I love your setup. So that's one of the cool features on some of the stuff that you use to block out or blur out the background and stuff. So that's great. But yeah, you can check out our guy Joey Image TV at any one of those social media platforms that are out there. Hit him up, especially on Twitter. He's a Twitter guy.
Yeah,
he likes.
I'm on there mostly more than anything else.
So Joe, thank you for coming on. I will see you next week, and we'll talk in the group chat with the rest of the crew, and we'll figure out next week. All right, brother.
Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you later.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just a quick shout out here. I wanted to, before we close out the show, I definitely want to give knowledge that the Christmas holidays is coming up. And United Wrestling Coalition will return for their 25th annual Toys for Tots Pro Wrestling Toy Drive. It will be held at the New Egypt Elks Lodge at 105 Lakewood Road in New Egypt, New Jersey. It will be Saturday, November 27th. The doors open up at 6:30 p.m. Bell time at 7 p.m. And admission is free with a toy donation. So for more information, please contact Lois Thompson at 609-792-9328, or you can check them out online on Facebook at UWC Fan Cave. That's right. Once again, UWC Fan Cave. And like I said, November 27th in 105 at 105 Lakewood Road, New Egypt, at the New Egypt Elks Lodge. Like I said, doors open at 6:30, and that's for United Wrestling Coalition for their 25th annual Toys for Tots Pro Wrestling Toy Drive. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to this edition of Breakfast and BodySlams. We appreciate all you tuning in. And don't forget to check out all our podcast teams at Devereaux Sports. You don't want to miss them. And for more information about us, simply go to BodySlamsPodcast.com. Like, share, comment, subscribe to all of our social media stuff as far as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We're pretty much on all, as you can see down there. I see BodySlams Podcast up top, everything down there. Yeah, and we stream live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter as well. And if you're on the go, you can listen to us in the car, on your phones, via audio device, whatever, as far as Spotify and other podcast platforms. If you just go to BodySlamsPodcast.com, you click on the listen section, and you can pick any one of our past shows and tune in. But for the BodySlams podcast, for Breakfast and BodySlams, for Joe Image that was just on, for the St. Bernard, the Better Bernard Mikey, for Dennis Reaper that was on earlier on location in Brooklyn, New York at Survivor Series. I'm Chio Frost, and I'd like to give a shout out to our man, Austin Hamill, who is on hiatus right now from us, but he will be back. And thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.